In Luke's Gospel, chapter 24, verses 5 and 6 says, "And as the women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground, the men said to them, 'Why do you seek the living one among the dead? He is not here, but he has risen. Remember how he spoke to you while he was in Galilee, saying the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again. He's not here, but he is risen, as he said.'" I want to tag this brief homiletical moment, a definitive word. We're still waiting for the unredacted Mueller report. We just want some closure. We just want some truth. We're looking for a definitive word. See, crucifixion was supposed to be the last word over Jesus' life. Crucifixion was supposed to dash the hopes of his followers. And when they hung him high, when they stretched him wide, when he hung his head, the Romans thought it was over. They wanted to put a punctuation mark at the end of his life. They put some soldiers to guard the tomb. But early, Sunday morning, he got up from the grave with all power in his hands. See, y'all, the crucifixion was meant to delegitimize Jesus' ministry. The crucifixion was supposed to steal our hope. The crucifixion meant to crush the oppressed. But when Jesus got up, the resurrection legitimizes Jesus' ministry. It's God's yes to Jesus. It's the restoration of our hope. Can I just share these three things and I'm out of your way? The first thing we come in contact with when we hear these angels say, "Why are you looking for the living among the dead?" I believe the first thing that they're saying to those women, to all of us, is that when you encounter the risen Christ, it will change your reality. Anybody here today who could help me preach this word and say, "Jesus changed my reality. The risen Christ has changed my life." I believe this morning we have a right to celebrate who Jesus is. This is our holiday. Don't give it over. Don't give it over to a bunny rabbit. This is our holiday. This is our holy season. For those of us, just as in this production, when we saw the biblical characters come before Jesus, and when we saw that woman with the issue of blood, you could not keep her from testifying to the fact that Jesus changed her life. And I wonder today, is there any other believers in this house who have an irrepressible praise where you can testify to everybody on your row, "I have to let you know the risen Christ has changed my life. I'm changed." I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm perfect. I'm not perfect, but something has shifted in my life. Something has changed my mind. God has done something new in me. And if any man or woman be in Christ, he's a new creation, and old things are passed away, and behold, all things become new. And I just need about 100 of you to help me testify. We serve a risen Christ who can change your life. He changed their life. He changed their reality because they came to the tomb at the crack of dawn, and it was still dark and it was still difficult to see. But once they encountered the truth that he was no longer there, that he got up from the grave. They came to embalm his body, but there was no body to embalm because he got up from the grave. It brought clarity to their lives. And I wonder today, is there anybody who can say, I've not figured out everything in life, but this one thing I know, Jesus is real. I don't know everything, but I know this one thing. God I serve is an awesome God. The God I serve is a real God. Anybody here today who can testify that the God we serve is a real God? And then secondly, I believe when they came to the tomb and heard these angelic beings, they were able to go back to the rest, and they were able to go back with a new direction. See, the truth is, before Jesus, all of us were heading the wrong way. Before Jesus came into our lives, all of us were heading the wrong way. All of us were outside of salvation. But since God has sent Jesus into our lives, we're heading in the right direction. Just touch two people. Tell them, I'm headed in the right direction. 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 Tell somebody behind you, I'm headed in the right direction. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. I'm following somebody, and his name is Jesus. Couldn't you hear him saying, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. I'm following somebody all the way from earth to glory. I'm following somebody who said, I am the light of the world. I'm following somebody who said, I am the bread of life. I am following somebody who said, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. I'm following somebody who has the power to heal, the power to deliver, the power to set free. I'm following somebody who's got the power to give you life. Are you following him? And then finally this, hear the angels say he's not here. He's risen just as he said. You have to understand that they came to do the rituals of death and burial. It was over until they saw somebody move that stone. The stone has been rolled away. They looked in and they no longer saw a body. And what that gave them, the empty tomb, is our sign. It's our sign that we've got a new hope. We've got a new hope. And guess what? Guess what? The life of Jesus did not end. And the life of Jesus continues because he got up from the grave. But can I let you understand this and share this with you? The life of Jesus continues in me. The life of Jesus continues in you. The hope of glory is inside of me and inside of you. So when somebody sees you, they ought to encounter the hope of the gospel. When somebody encounters you, they ought to see some joy. Why are you screw-facing everybody you meet? You are a child of God. God is doing something in your life. Why you sit up there hiding your gift and sitting on your testimony? You ought to share with somebody that God is doing something inside of me. I've got the hope of glory. I got Christ in my life. I'm here to continue his work. Didn't you see Jesus? Didn't you see Jesus restore dignity in the lives of people? Everybody he touched, every broken person, broken by a broken system, he restored their lives. If you've got the hope of glory and God is continuing the life of Jesus in you, you ought to help me restore broken lives. You ought to come together as the church. You ought to come together as believers, blood bought, twice born, and help me restore East New York. Help me restore lives that have been broken by a system that oppresses us and tries to steal our humanity. You are somebody. 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 He came from heaven to earth to prove you are somebody. He came back from the dead to prove you are somebody. So live like you somebody. Walk like you somebody. Talk like you somebody. Work like you're somebody. Love like you're somebody. Walk like you're somebody. Tell your neighbor, we are somebody. We are somebody. We are somebody. And that's a definitive word. And because of Jesus, I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy. Because of Jesus, I'm not going to let anybody steal my testimony. I am somebody. I am somebody. Give him some praise. Give him some glory. Give him some honor. Fill this place. Hey! Hey! You may be seated. What we gonna do with this? The life of Jesus, that same Jesus who touched lives, that same Jesus who restored broken people. We're gonna continue doing his work. We're going to continue doing his will because the hope of glory is inside of us. The doors of the church are open. The doors of the church are open.